Joining us now from Herzliya is Colonel retired Miri Eisen, Senior Fellow of the International Institute for Counterterrorism at Reichman University. Good evening to you, and thank you for being here as always.
Thank you so much, Emily. Good evening.
So you have definitely been one busy woman. What more can you tell us about this new wave of extensive airstrikes? Has it not been extensive thus far?
It's going to constantly be extensive, but it's about defining new rules of the game. This is not about the Islamic regime defining the rules of the game for the entire Middle East. Just listen to what the foreign minister had to say. We're going to be the ones who define. Not only are they not going to define, right now, Israel and the United States are targeting systematically all of the different military targets that are all over Iran. Look how easily you, Emily, said right now, Tabriz, Shiraz, Tehran, places we'd never really thought of before. These different capabilities are all over Iran. They built them that way on purpose. They dispersed them. So first you get the air superiority. That took time. In addition, you go against the missiles, the launchers. We always want them to go against that. But we also want the continuation of attacks, for example, today against a site which is very Star Wars. It's a R&D facility that the Islamic regime were trying to develop, the type of weapon that could shoot things out in space. These are things that need to be taken care of, prevented before. So yes, it's going to continue.
And, and as far as, like you said, from Israel's perspective, I mean, targeting the missile, the centers where the missiles are being fired from, a huge priority for Israel. Do we know how successful? I mean, we are not getting clearly as many at a time, but they are still succeeding in launching ballistic missiles toward us.
They're succeeding in making us all sleepless.
Yes.
Sleepless. I don't want to say zombies.
Not in Seattle. Sleepless in Seattle.
Okay, sleepless in Tel Aviv and Herzliya. So what I'm going to say is that nobody feels better when I zoom out, meaning in the long run, there's no question that there has been a reduction in the amount of missiles that are fired at Israel. They have less launchers. What they're doing instead is they're firing them sporadically, every 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. They're not doing it, which they would like to do, in big batches together. So that means that we have better defense. It means that we can stop that. And yes, my heart goes out to every single person who has been injured, let alone killed, in the last 2.5 weeks of this campaign against the Islamic regime of Iran. But if you take into account what they have, systematically we are degrading the launchers, the missiles, their capability. They have to fire them from further away. It means that we're intercepting them before. So yes, we're slightly sleepless. We're not happy about that. But in the long term, we're absolutely seeing the reduction in the Iranian capability.
Also, the idea of saying that they're expecting this campaign to be about 3 more weeks. Clearly, you can't really predict the future, but why do you think they're confident that the job will be finished by then?
I'm not sure that the job will ever be finished. That's one of the challenges, is when do you end? Okay. But in this case, what we're talking about is those targets that I'm talking about. Israel, together with the U.S. jointly, have taken on the terror regime of Iran. That's not a little something. That terror regime over 47 years built a whole military called the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, space exploration, nuclear capabilities. They have that whole internal security, which is what holds them in power. Right now, the U.S. and Israel are going against that. That's a lot of targets, Emily. It's a lot of cities that we've probably never heard of, even in Iran. And systematically, when you do so, when you say 3 weeks, it means that you're going with those different targets, but you're also choosing to end at a stage where you say, this is enough. We've done the job. That doesn't mean you're erasing. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist anymore, but that you've done a serious job in completely diminishing their military terror capabilities.
Thank you so much, as always, Colonel retired Miri Eisen. Much appreciated. You all explain this complicated information so well. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. So we should all have a quiet night.
Yes. From your lips to,